Hey all, Joe here with All Funnies and Games, and today, after that last new, unique, different Bento, or different subscription box, I just gave it away. We're back on Board Game Bento. Something familiar, something we're used to. I'm excited. Ready to see this. I'm just starting to really look forward to seeing this big red box on the patio. Okay, so it wasn't one of my Bento games, but I did get to finally try out a game last night that I had been wanting to try for a while. It was actually one I kickstarted. Awful Fantasy. Interesting game. Not 100% PG, which, but premise is fun. The card art and the card descriptions and stuff are really, really funny. Anyway, let's see what I got this month. Come on. Oh, okay, this is really sticking in here. Okay. Hopefully that means they gave me a lot. Let's not look at that card. I don't want to see. Okay. This is interesting. I got one called Master's Gallery. There's a picture of Starry Night on the front. In Master's Gallery, the players are art critics and gallery owners. Each has their own favorite artist in this pantheon of greats, or at least they do until the game begins. Tastes and opinions about each artist's value change constantly in the world of old masters' art. No one has more influence on those values than the players in this game. The cards in this game feature 30 of the most beautiful pieces of art ever created by Van Gogh, Renoir, Monet, Degas, and Vermeer. Over the course of 4 rounds, players use these cards to establish the relative value of each artist's body of work. Unique mechanics and ingenious design make the game unpredictable and even more fun with every play. Revel in the beauty of old masters' art while enjoying the intriguing game of Master's Gallery. Sounds interesting. I like that there's a competitive element. It sounds like there's going to be a competitive element where you're trying to both obtain the resources and play in a certain way that defines the value of those resources. That always makes for a very interesting balance in the mechanics of a game like this. I'm curious about that one. That one sounds cool. Stickman. Game, set, match. Stickman ist ein Spiel, das eine Atmosphäre bietet, die nachher bringt. Es entwickelt die Sinne des Tastens, der Beobachtung, wie auch der... Where's the English version? Here, okay. The first description on the back is in German. Okay. No, that's the NL. What? Dutch? There's a lot on here. That's French. English. Stickman is a party game that brings people together. It develops the sense of touch, observation, and memory. Real glad I tried that hard to find the English one on here. Super useful information. I mean, this looks like it could be fun. The box is incredibly vague. I don't think I would ever pick this up on a store shelf. The box tells you basically nothing about it. Maybe it's super fun. It is for 2 to 6 players, from ages 6 to 99. Whoever made this game hates you if you're 100. I have no idea what I have here. Maybe it's fun. Moving on. Okay, well, this is why the box didn't open. Okay. That's it. Princes of the Renaissance. It's a very nice looking box. Very fancy. You know, it almost, looking at this box, it almost feels like some of the old, like, niche hobby games that my dad used to have when I was growing up. Like, my brother and I absolutely loved playing Wizard's Quest. It was an old school Risk clone. That one was actually really neat because you could have completely abandoned territory, and then it would fall under Orc control, which was an NPC army controlled by the board. Really neat mechanic to add to a Risk clone. Anyway, so that's just what this reminds me of. It looks very much like an older generation of board game box art design. At least to me. It's got that feel to it. Welcome to Renaissance Italy in the 15th century, a time of literature, music, philosophy, art, and science. These descendants of ancient Rome witness astounding achievements being unveiled at every turn. So too has greed, influence, power, and war taken a prominent place for some of the most powerful families. Finally returning to print after more than a decade, Princes of the Renaissance pits 3 to 6 players against each other to control the most influential people in Renaissance Italy. Over 3 decades, players seek to gain victory as they wield the power of cities, events, and troops. Pinning your hopes on one or more cities may be the key to achieve more points than your opponent, but skillful use of troops in war can gain points as well. A powerful army can command great prestige. It is up to the players to decide the best course of action: armed conflict, political connections, cultural patronage, or treachery. Players must find the right balance to propel them to the most powerful family in Renaissance history. This new edition of Princes of the Renaissance features new content and gameplay improvements, based on the feedback of the legion of fans of the first edition. New city tiles and treachery cards increase the number of different strategies for players to employ, ensuring that no 2 games are exactly the same. Printed to the highest quality, this is a game you're certain to enjoy again and again. If you've never experienced life as a Prince of the Renaissance, here's your chance. Yeah, the card art too has that very old school feel. Like when they say it's been out of print for more than a decade, when was this? This printing was 2016. So it was out of print in 06. And I don't know how long that means it was in print. Like with the visual styling I'm seeing here, it would not surprise me if this had been in print from the 80s up until 06. Like the style of some of these cards. Like, that's a very old school aesthetic. I don't know how better to describe it. Maybe it's the palette choice? I don't know. It looks fun, though. This definitely seems like it could be an interesting one to try out with some people who are into games. Which, I'm gonna be honest, that's been my biggest challenge with these board game bentos, is finding people to play with so I can tell you the next month about what I played the previous month. But I am looking forward to this one. I'm actually looking forward to all of these a bit. This one looks pretty good. I just want to know what this is. The box tells me nothing. This was the board game bento this month. I think it's Renaissance themed? Maybe European themed? There's a lot of European languages on the back of this box. Like, I would definitively say Renaissance themed if I knew what this was. Let's check the card. Now that I've looked at it, look, Art and Anarchy. Okay, that is a broad category. Okay. This tells me more. Stickman, you get these cards that show you, if I can get a good picture of it, different shapes of people, and you have to play telephone with drawing those shapes on other people's backs, and they have to try and feel what you're doing. That sounds interesting. That one actually sounds cool. I don't know why they didn't give us at least that much information on the box. Okay, neat. Cool. So, this month's board game bento, came with a bit of stuff. I'm excited. I really want to try these out. I'm probably going to have to wait a while because that's been the story of my life lately with wanting to try out these new games I'm getting, but it is exciting to open up this box. I am hoping I get to play these games at some point. In the meantime, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. You've heard that spiel before. More than any of that, though, you can tell a friend. Anyway, that said, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one.